Okay, thank you. I'm Luis Tedeschi, and I'd like to thank the committee for the invitation to come here and talk a little bit about livestock production around the world, in a sense, and the projects that we are conducting right now. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge my co-authors, Catherine Clement from the Borlaug Institute. Catherine, thank you so much. She's a wonderful person, and she's the person that is pretty much managing all my international students, and I think she's actually doing most of the hard work. And Jay Ingrid for helping me to put together this presentation, and Jay agreed to answer all the tough questions, and I'm just going to present here. So first of all, I think that's the topic we're talking about is hunger. If you went to the FAO webpage recently, you will see that they're still talking about hunger around the world, and even though they were able to decrease a little bit hunger, it is still above the threshold that they want to have. And specifically Asia and East Asian Pacific, the region that they're having hunger is really a problem, and also in the sub-Saharan Africa. So since towards the end of last century, back in 1999, we actually have done a lot of work, and we have projected the growth of population and the use of livestock products around the world. And at that time, we have projected that by 2010, actually to 2020, the developing world would actually consume more meat than the developed world. And most of that was because of the population, the increase in population, and we talked a little bit about this before. But not only that, also the increase of per capita consumption of meat, in essence. And we know that the information from a per capita consumption of meat or livestock products in general really has a strong linear relationship with per capita income. And this is data from FAO indicating that as per capita income goes up, and I understand this is a log, but as per capita income goes up, meat, livestock productions go up by pretty much in a linear form. So this is actually a more recent simulation projections of livestock production or products, consumption production around the world. The top chart, it's really bovine meat, and the bottom one is milk, fluid milk. I want you to focus on the top chart here. The red bars is really consumption, per capita consumption, total increase on an annual growth rate of consumption. And the green one is really production. Therefore, all the places that you see, this is South Asia, East Asia, and Pacific. Therefore, all the red bars greater than the green ones, that means we will have a deficit. This is projections from 2010 to 2030. And as you can see, the very place that we're talking about is the East Asian Pacific and the sub-Saharan Africa. So those are the places that there will be a shortage of livestock products in general. And I'm actually talking about meat production here in essence. So this one is world livestock production, and I quickly want to mention here the red dots, or the red region, is where we produce our meat, mainly using a feedlot situation. We actually call those landless type of production, system productions. And the ones in orange and green, those will be the ones that we use still grazing production systems. And if we're looking at the sub-Saharan place, and that's exactly what we're talking about, is a grazing situation, grazing type of production systems. So in essence, to increase, if we're trying to feed the future, if we're trying to increase the meat production or the amount of meat that we can provide to this population, growing population, I will say, we actually need to understand a little bit better also grazing situations. And not only increasing production of the animal, but also increasing production of the forage, if you will. So there are lots of different technology for livestock production systems, and I briefly mentioned I classified them in three categories here. The first one is being reproductive physiology, the second one being genetics and breeding, and then animal nutrition. My background is animal nutrition, and that's where I've done most of my work. But there are information in this reproductive physiology that we actually need to address, and we can actually use some of this technology to increase production in these places. This list was actually generated by the biennial conference of the African Small Ruminant Research Network Symposium, but it actually applies for all ruminants in essence, and some of non-ruminants too. Of course, the roles I see of Texas A&M, first of all, be research and outreach, and then I also see teaching and engagement. And I'm going to cover some of the projects that we've done in terms of research and outreach programs here at Texas A&M, in a sense. So the very first project is between us, Texas A&M US, and Brazil and Mexico. This is from my lab. And the whole point of this project is really adaptation and evaluation of nutrition models for large and small ruminants under tropical conditions. So we have actually developed nutrition models, and we are actually using these models in different places of the world, actually. And this one is an example in Brazil and Mexico. We are the leader. Cornell University is part of this project. Embrapa, which is the research company of Brazil, Brazilian research company, and several other in-country universities. It is funded by Embrapa, CONACYT, Mexico, and other sources. So the main point of this is really to understand the type of animals they have and situation and systems production they have. And by better understanding that type of production, we can actually indirectly help with production of other places around the world that actually use similar type of productions to Brazil. And also, I'm not really sure if you can see this. This is cactus, leaves, palma. This is actually in Brazil, and part of this project is also to understand the nutrition value of these type of feeds. We can actually quickly transfer this information to other places and use this as a feed for different animals. And also understand the potential of different plants in terms of, in this particular case here, is decreasing greenhouse gas emission. This is where all these systems being used right now. It might be hard for you to see, but pretty much all over the place we have collaborations of people using these nutrition systems right now. Should I call decision support systems? Then in Africa, this is from Dr. Enger, Jay. This is a livestock early warning system. The objective of this program was a near real-time assessment of regional forage conditions and forecast of future conditions. A lot of this work in East Africa. It was funded by USAID. If I'm not wrong, this project is over at this time. And the next one, also from Dr. Enger, is this livestock market information systems. And the objective of this type of system is really to develop a broader information network and knowledge systems to improve marketing of their products. So in essence, we can actually help them to commercialize the products that they have. This is a USAID project. And it started back in 2004. So, and this one is the third project that Jay Enger has also. And this is the Mali Livestock and Pastoralist Initiative, the MLPI. This is really to promote and improve the productivity in the livestock sector through access of new technologies and capacity building. And this is a really nice project. I will add a little bit to this. This person here is actually using a near-infrared system to assess quality of a feed. So in essence, we're actually providing with these people with a quick way to access the quality of their feed, so they can actually better feed their diets or evaluate what is missing and so forth. And this is actually a really nice combination of this type of technology and decision support systems like the one I mentioned, the nutrition models, that they can actually use and quickly get some feedback. Also in Africa, Dr. David Riley evaluating this genetic evaluation of internal parasite. This is Haemococcus contortus, resistance in sheep using a subjective score of the color of the inner eyelid. So they actually been able to correlate the infestation with this parasite and the color of this inner eyelid, and they actually can quickly select for animals that are resistant to this parasite in a quicker way. This is a IRAC, Agriculture and Extension Revitalization Project, Egypt and Iraq. And the main objective here really was to train extensionists or to extension agents, not only for small ruminants, sheep, but also lactating animals and also grazing, animals under grazing condition. So one of the key aspects of this is really to train field experts or extensionists to improve their workforce, if you will, capacity. So this one is another follow-up project on using these nutrition systems that we also have worked with. This is in Vietnam and Indonesia. We actually helping them to use these nutrition systems or decision support systems to assess the quality of their diets or assess the quality of the feeds that they have and what they have to do to improve the nutrition and productive production of those animals, given what they have. So this is a quick way to actually help them to attain that. Yes, this is a hay riding a bicycle in Indonesia, and a different type of feeds and different type of animals. So at this point, I want to mention that the type of animals they have and also the type of animals we have in Africa would be very similar to those that we find in Brazil. Therefore, there is a very nice opportunity here to not only address the issues in Africa, but also understand how it is done in other parts of the world, for instance, Brazil, and then transfer that information indirectly to Africa and other places. So the last part is really teaching and engagement programs in animal science. And what I'd like to say here is very hard to feed the future if we don't feed the minds of our students, not only our students, but also international students, students around the world in a sense. So this is a program that we were able to get from the U.S. Department of Education. And this was really a student exchange program, and we were able to send 18 students, our students, to Brazil for a period of 5 to 6 months. So they were able to understand different agricultural production systems and learn different perspectives. I think this is a really nice way to prepare our students for the future. And the second one is a study abroad. This is a it's a shorter course. It's a 3-week course, and we also take students. This one is actually with Brazil, but we can actually expand this to any other country and take our students and also receive international students, so they can also learn agriculture outside, around the world. And I think this is a really neat way to help this. Quickly, just as a concluding remarks here, I just want to say that we actually also need to be thinking about China and what's going to happen with China and how China is going to play a role in this field of the future, if it's really going to help us or what is going to be the point being there. It is very likely that China will be the largest meat and milk producer by 2030, but it's also going to be the largest consumer of that too. So we still need to know if it's going to be a positive or negative being a producer and consumer at the same time. And like I said before, the sub-Saharan Africa will increase beef and milk production, but like I said, the consumption, but like I said, the production is may not be able to supply what they need. With that, thank you.